Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on for more Team Wars content. Hello everyone and welcome to the first interview of the Team Wars Talks number 3. We have Muracchi joining us today from Rookies, as well as Take Yuki as the interpreter. Say hello guys.
Hi, nice to meet you. 村地さん、挨拶お願いします。
Hi, I'm muracchi. Hello.
And we will be discussing Rookies' performance from week 3, starting with the match report early on. And later on we will also be talking about some of the expectations during with the week 4 match up against Chicks with Dex, and maybe just maybe a little discussion about the upcoming KC. So first off, Rookies up against BZ. That is quite a good match because, well, BZ has always been consistently good up until the last season, but Rookies has always managed to be on the top, and this win has been a statement win for Rookies. You were 1-1 before, and taking down BZ is no easy task. How did you prepare for BZ exactly?
OK、その BG もルーキーズもその前のシーズンまでいい結果を出してたチームだったので、BG を倒すのは簡単なことではなかったと思うんですけど、BG 戦に向けてどんな風に考えていましたか？
まず、昔から何回もやってるチームで、ライバルと思っているようなチームです。で、ある程度相手の、データとかも入るんで、相手のデータ分析しながら、やっぱり今環境トップのオノマトっていうところにまず絞って考えました。で、ウィーク2、ウィーク1、分析していくと、BZ に限らずいろんな勝っているチームが大体そのオノマトが3連勝、4連勝っていうのをしているので、オノマトを確実に止めるっていうところを意識してまず作戦を考えました。
Okay, so since they had games for like many times in the past, so they thought BZ was the rival team, and so we had some data of them as well. But looking at data of not only data of BZ, looking at the data of whole team, they saw that Onomat would be the most important deck in the war, and so they had to take measures of opponent Onomat, because because many teams or many players won consecutively during the wars by using Onomat. Okay.
I see. So you took measures to counter the Onomat, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
I see. So BZ still had quite the lineup, because you usually maybe don't see more than one Cyber Dragon deck or Evil Eye at all. How did you feel like when you saw Dark Ragno switch to Evil Eye?
Okay. ジガンとかサイバーっていうデッキはあんまり見ないデッキだと思うんですけど、それらに変えてきたときにどう思いましたか？
まず1人目の選手が、オノマトの後ろにジガンを持ってきてて、ちょっと想定外のデッキで焦ったんですけど、ルーキーズにジガンのスペシャリストもいますし、幸いにもハーピーを、メタデッキとして持っていたので、それを当てればいいなっていうのを考えて、サンダードラゴンの的に当てて、サイバー負けてもハーピー当てればいいなってところで、そこは対処できるっていうふうに考えてました。
はい。Well, it's true that Evil Eye or Cyber Dragon wasn't the deck that they expected, but well, they fortunately had Harpies on their back, and they also had Thunder Dragons as well. So they brought Happy and Thunder Dragon, and even if one lost, now they can bring and then they could bring even after Happy won, Evil Eye and Happy lost against Onmat, then they had Thunder Dragon in their back. So yeah, so there wasn't that wasn't a big problem.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see that most of the wins were thanks to Thunder Dragon or Harpies, both actually gaining all 10 of the wins during the match, mostly thanks to Hayes. So, Hayes, can you tell us more about the player?
ハイセさんについてもう少し教えていただなんかそのハイセさんが一番活躍した選手だと思うので、ハイセさんについて教えていただきたいです。
まずハイセさんは、今シーズンから新たに加入した選手です。で、実績としましては、つい先日行われた KCGT の決勝トーナメント出場者で、ちょっとメンバー、今季になって少なくなるっていうことで、国内で選手募集したところ、入りたいですっていう手を挙げてくれたので、今回入ってくれて、見事に活躍してくれるっていうようなところです。
Okay, so Haise, actually his name is Haise, and well, he was the new member. He's the new member from this season, and he also participated in a KC Grand Tournament finalist. He was the finalist, and well, when rookies were calling for new members, Haise applied for the first, and yeah, so and well, rookies hired Haise, and Haise did very good job immediately. So yeah, they think Haise is a wonderful, incredible person.
Yeah, I'm very glad to hear that that a new player integrated with this system of within rookies has been doing well. I'm sure you guys are testing with him, and maybe he can bring in some knowledge or experience to the team if needed. And that would be it with the match report. We can move on to perhaps the prediction for the next week match. So we have the division on the screen. In the first week you did lose to Uchihas, which has remained undefeated, but in this week 4 match you will be up against Chicks with Dex, who is currently on the bottom. How are you going to prepare for them exactly, or are you gonna prepare for them like you prepare with every opponent?
そのルーキーズは一周目に内葉に、今無敗の内葉に負けてしまったと思うんですけれども、次に当たるその4周目で当たる相手っていうのは、ちょっと失礼ですけど、逆に全敗しているチームということで、そのチームに対してどういった対策をするのか、それとも他のチームに対してやってるのと同じような対策をするのかということだそうです。
OK。このチームウォーズ参戦して長いんですけど、その個人個人の実力っていうのが必ずともそのチームの勝利に直結しにくいルールっていうのはもう重々承知しているので、決して油断はしません。で、もうやることはもう選出されたメンバーがベースのデッキを出して、プレイングミスがないように戦うってところです。もちろん相手のデータとかも分析しますけど、まず自分たちがいいプレイをするっていうことを心がけて試合に臨もうと思っています。
Okay, so we have been participating in Team Wars for a long time. So we know that individual power doesn't really directly influence to the win of team or win or lose of team. So we don't wanna we are not taking them. we are still taking them seriously, and so what we are focusing on is to that members that were chosen on the game chosen on the game do good performance, and well, of course they also collect some data of the opponent team as well. Okay.
All right, that's good to hear. So yeah, taking every opponent with their necessary respect is the way to go. To never underestimate an opponent, because it can probably go badly if preparation isn't done. Last question, maybe it's a bit too early, but how are the members of Rookies going to take this KC Cup seriously, or are they just gonna chill?
OK、じゃあルーキー最後になるんですけれども、ちょっと早いんですけど、ルーキーズのメンバーは今回の KC カップについてどう考えているか簡単に教えていただきたいです。
まあやっぱ皆さん、まあ、分かってる通り、まあ、やっぱりオノマトっていうが中心になって、でまあその中でもオノマトを中心にまあサンドラだったりハーピーだったり、まあそのメタがやっぱいつものKCのようにぐるぐる回るのかなって思っています。でまあ個人的にやっぱり注目しているのはテックジーナスっていうのが、まあ KC のルール上そのメタられづらいっていうところもあって、まあ金アイコン何人かテックジーナスに出るんじゃないかなっていうふうに予想しております。
Okay, as everybody know, we think on Matt would be in the center of the KC Cup, and Harpy and Thunder Dragon will be around them. Well, they're taking measures of each other, but beside that, we think Tech Genius has very high potential because it's quite difficult to take measures since it's not the famous deck or popular deck yet. So we think that's maybe some players of Tech Genius gonna get golden icon for like 1 or 2, maybe more. So yeah, that's how they think.
Yeah, that is interesting to hear. Tech Genius is one of the newer decks, let's say, that was brought on recently within the metagame compared to other decks, because the metagame has been quite stale, and Tech Genius was a spark of, let's say, originality, at least up until either the KC Cup brings an entirely new deck or until the New World releases.
Yeah.
And that would be it with the interview. So thank you guys so much for joining in and telling us about your insights and team experiences. Any last shoutouts that you would like to make?
インタビューは終わりなんですけれども、最後に何か一言ありますかということ。
まあ、ヘジ、いつも運営の方ありがとうございます。まあ、これからチームウォーズを盛り上げるために頑張っていくので、まあ、ルーキーズの応援もよろしくお願いします。
Okay, so firstly, thank you Hezi for always holding this wonderful team wars, and we will do our best to make this war more interesting and more amazing. So please, how to say? Yeah, please look for us. Please concentrate on us. Yeah,
definitely. We will check out whatever Rookies has to offer. Thank you so much for joining in, and see you in another interview.
So right here we have an interview with Nikofn from Shadow Games. He performed very well for his closing out the win 4-1 and Gaia to win 10-9. Very important. So we can start off talking. How do you feel about the decks you chose together? Because we don't really see that often. How do you feel about that deck, really?
Ele basicamente perguntou como é que você se sente usando esse par, que não é muito convencional, Gaia e Luna.
Foi uma estratégia do Rios, que no caso sugeriu esse par pra gente. Aí eu peguei o par e, tipo, dei uma treinada básica, achei interessante mesmo e quando foi no jogo, já tinha passado, tipo, os decks que counteraria Luna. Aí Luna conseguiu ir bem no jogo e fez um streakzinho ali no final que desbalanceou, né? Tipo, a gente conseguiu virar o jogo.
It's basically said this was a Hill's idea about this pair. So before the match, he practiced a lot. And while he was talking about the match, he said that Luna Light was probably the key deck in this match, since they are losing before he played Luna. So it was a pretty important deck in this win.
Yeah, he was losing 8-7. So how were you feeling as you were going into that match? Were you worried that you wouldn't be able to pull it off, or did you have a feeling take off?
Perguntou se você estava confiante no Luna, com Luna ou se por algum momento pensou que não ia dar certo. Você realmente
Não,
estava confiante no Luna.
Tava 100% confiante, mister. Tipo, a line-up que o Rios criou, eu achei bem legal, interessante. O Gabriel também conseguiu dar uma boa vantagem. Aí por isso, tipo, os Thunder foram todos usados e a gente entrou na hora certa com o deck que foi quando o time mais estava precisando que o deck brilhou, né?
Okay.
Não é um deck convencional, é um anti-meta, mas resolveu.
Okay, he said he was pretty confident with the deck, even not being a common deck in Teamers or even in this meta. But he trusts in his lineup and it did pay off in this match.
Yeah, it seemed to work out really well for him. Got 3 wins, and it forced a repeat out of the Harpies. Let his Gaia win. How does he feel about the matchups he faced? Did he face any particularly hard matchups, or were all the matchups pretty good? No one's really sure how well the deck is.
Ele basicamente perguntou sobre as suas matchups, se teve alguma difícil ou se todas foram tranquilas com Luna.
Tipo, foi bem tranquilo. Eu só perdi pra Arpia porque basicamente eu tava sem combo. Se tivesse algum combo, eu teria ganho pra Arpias também. Teria sido todos os decks, teria levado com Luna. Mas no final, como a Luna perdeu, por questão de não ter o combo completo, tava só meia boca. Aí quando entrou o Gaia também resolveu fácil, não teve muito trabalho não.
So he said that all matchups was pretty easy for Luna. The one he lost was just because he hard bricked. He couldn't make any fusion. So he would probably take out the decks if he didn't brick with Luna the last game against Harpies.
Alright, yeah, so that's really good. He played really well with the Luna, and even though after the loss, he was still able to use Gaia. So that works out for him. 10-9 is a big win. This brings Shadow Games Link up to 2-1 for the season now. Graphic. Yeah, 2-1 in 4th place. How do they feel about the rest of the season going on now? Feel they can this hot streak?
Basicamente perguntou como é que você se sente para esse final de temporada, para os jogos restantes, se vocês estão bem confiantes, se vão continuar mantendo a performance.
Isso, a gente vem tranquilo, sem desmerecer os oponentes, mas a gente acredita na classificação aí, nesses jogos restantes aí, como na outra temporada a gente conseguiu fazer os playoffs e nosso time jogou muito bem, então estou confiante que vai acontecer o mesmo nessa temporada também.
So he said they are pretty confident this season, respecting all their opponents, and he think this season they can perform even better than last season when they lost in the first round of playoffs.
Especially this is SGL's 2nd season in the league, so they're doing pretty good. Losing the first, they made playoffs first season, which is impressive. Lost in the first round. We'll see if they can go all the way. As for next week, they're facing Toon Squad. I don't know how he feels about that matchup.
Simplesmente perguntando sobre o seu próximo oponente, o Twin Squad. Não sei se sentem enfrentando eles.
a gente trata tipo, cada duelo, cada oponente como a mesma dificuldade. Não é porque aparentemente pode ser mais fácil ou não que a gente vai deixar de manter o nosso foco para conseguir a nossa classificação.
I say they all treat all teams they face equal. So even if it's a team low ranked in the standing, they will focus on 100% and do their best.
SGL's always known. They've always put out solid. So I'm excited to watch the match. Not much else to say here. Thank you. If either you guys want to give out any final shout outs for the video.
Perguntou se você quer fazer algum último agradecimento para alguém. Faça.
Eu vou agradecer a toda a minha equipe, a equipe da Team Wars por me dar a oportunidade. Agradecer a você que está aqui, God, traduzindo para mim. Como eu não sou 100% fluente, só consigo falar o basicão do jogo. E é isso.
Aqui, he just shout out to us, his teams. And that's it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming on. A little bit of a short interview, but it's exciting seeing someone with such a unique deck as Lunalight really going in, especially it's such a important part of the war. Really worked out for us. So thank you all for watching. We have more interviews on the way. Thank you for tuning in. Fox. Hello, here we have an interview with Terrific from XO as he helped his team come back. Big deficit from BR Meta, going 5-1 with Thunder Dragons and Onomat, giving his team a 10-9 win. They were losing 8-5 when he came in, and he came back for his team, the last player. So how did you feel about that comeback? Like, you know, the duels in general?
I mean, it was really great. I didn't expect it, to be honest, because the Gaia player, number 28 was it? He drew really well, and his backer was also really. He played Treacherous and Chain and Nadia, so you never knew what was coming. But yeah, and also I was really afraid of the mirrors. They can be really luck based. Every Onomat mirror, I don't know whoever resolves to do the draw is in a way better position. But yeah, it was
pretty
really
much.
good.
Yeah, coming into the war down 8-5, it seemed like it was over. I guess you weren't feeling. Did you think you could come back, or you just kind of like hoping for the best?
Yeah, I was hoping for the best. I mean, in voice, we were all in voice, and we're making some jokes about it, but we are not so. Yeah, that's a safe lose.
Interesting. How do you feel about the deck pair? I know Thunder Dragon Onomat is a lot. It's pretty common nowadays. You like those two paired together?
I think it's a really good pair. To be honest, I like Gaia Onomat more, but Thunder Dragon is really good. I mean, it's a good counter to Onomat. The only way it loses is through breaks. You can send it into Onomat, and even when you lose and you don't have repeats, you have the mirror and you have the 50-50 to win.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems it worked out for you. You brought it in against the mirror match, and you managed to win that. How did that do? Did you have just a better hand, or how did that do? If you
I think the first duel I had a really bad hand. It wasn't that bad, but I had no hand traps, and I also had the level 6, and I was playing Team Farewell, and I had the level 6 Chaos Betrayer in hand, and I was going for a really, really risky play. If he had any hand trap, he could stop me, and then with a Levi I would be dead next turn. But he hadn't. He had not any hand traps, so I was really lucky, to be honest. So,
how do you feel about the skill Fiend Farewell as opposed to other skills like Alert by Darkness, Destiny Draw? Do you like Fiend Farewell better?
I don't think so. It helps you in some way. Versus Gaia, it's pretty good to banish their monsters from grave so they cannot use with Dragon's Mirror. But yeah, the skill is also a bit less than when you draw it, so you don't have any skill more.
Yeah.
But,
What's the other skill?
Yeah, I think with Sky it's better.
Okay. So you think it would probably be better more in a Team Wars format if you wanted just to counter certain decks?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't bring it in the best of 3.
And do you like the Sark version better than like the other versions running charge and stuff?
Oh, I was before everyone was running Sark, I was running Charge. I think with Charge, the deck is definitely more the blowout when you have Charge.
Or Saki.
Yeah, and Charge, but Charge is also a guaranteed starter, so you have plays and Charge could also with Charge you could also just mill bed and then just passing the turn with a Raiden. But Sark opens you some more options and guaranteed options, so you don't just break.
Yeah, for sure. I like the Sark version as well. When they brought in Water XYZ with Territory of the Sharks, were you surprised to see that? Because I know that deck has died off quite a bit. I was surprised to see it on this match report as well.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that he had Necro Valley in starting was just GG was my Thunder Dragons.
Yeah, just nail in the coffin. But yeah, so you were 2-1 at that point, and you did switch to Onomat. Did you think you had a chance to streak with Onomat?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I knew when I would streak, then it's gonna be with Onomat.
Yeah,
just consistent and can beat every deck. Yeah,
Onomat can always streak. In the Onomat streak, you had some tough decks. You had the 2 mirrors and the Gaia match. Were all scary for you. How did you feel about the mirrors? Did you just open better, or?
I don't know. Especially I can remember the last game was really breaking. I had 5 or 6 Onomat card. Even I opened Toto to draw, but my draws wasn't really that good. I had 1 book, and if the opponent had lands or MST, then it would be just over. He could have paid me, and then I was also managed to snipe his Canadia instead of his boat to win the game. So it definitely was really lucky.
So lots of luck, but it ended up working out for you guys. Really big streak are the Onomat. Going 4-0 to close out the match with your last deck. Really good for you guys. You can move on. See how that affected you guys actually, because now that puts you guys at 2-1 in the top 4 in your division, which is really good. Otherwise you would have been in the bottom. So that win was really important for you guys to get that winning record, especially after the week 1 loss. Now you guys are on a low streak. You think you could keep that streak up?
Yeah, for sure. I think Diffusion, our toughest opponent, and that was we thought that was the only match we could really lose skill-wise, but we are confident to win win the next this.
Next week you are facing the number 1 in your division, Pharaohs. How do you feel about that? You nervous?
Not really. I mean, we have our game plan. We have the lineup ready, so we don't experiment that much.
Yeah, it should definitely be a fun match to watch. If you guys beat them and Diffusion loses, you guys do have a chance at gaining the number 1 or number 2 spot, which would be exciting for you guys. There. I think that's all we have to talk about today. Unless you want to give any shout outs to anybody, go for it.
Shout out to XO. They supported me in The Voice, and yeah, it was really great.
Sounds like some great teamwork over there. Hope you guys come over that deficit with a huge win. Very exciting match. Looking forward to your future performances. So thank you for coming out to this interview, and that's what we have for today.